dearest love.
For 2 years he had done it, and only few know the secret. The secret is this: he owns a bus, and he is also the driver's mate of his own bus, and no one knows. And this is what he has experienced. One of the first drivers they got for his bus came in, and he treated him like a slave. He would wash the bus after every trip, but that was okay since it was his own and keeping it neat. But what he did not like at all was the way this driver would go to a restaurant, eat his heart out, but give him only enough for a small meal, and in the end he would send a fraction of what they had earned for the week as sales. He liked the way he drove and how he cared for the bus, but his dishonesty made him last only 6 months, and then he sacked him. In all this, no one still knows he owns the bus. He deals with his drivers through his cousin. The other driver was also a thief, like the first, and a drunkard. Some days he would not show up for work at all, and he would call him to get himself a driver's mate and take the bus out. When the day is done, this driver would take the earnings, split it in 4 and send one, and say he used some for repairs when he was not even with the bus. He lasted 2.5 months. He knew one driver he liked very much from the station, and when he had his bus taken from him, he called his cousin to call him for the job. When this driver got the job, he called him and gave him a long talk that he has a way of running his bus, and if he would cooperate, then he would keep him as his mate, else he would sack him. So funny that your employee is warning you that if you don't cooperate, he would sack you. He took it all and kept silent, playing his role. This driver would have lasted, but his stealing was worse than all. He cared little about the bus. He would run the bus for weeks and would not want to hear about sending the bus to the mechanic, even for oil change. As if that was not enough, he would send more money than the others, but still far less than the earnings, and worst of all, he would not maintain the bus as the others at least tried to do, and so he lasted 2 months. When he narrated how these drivers cheated him and treated his bus, he concluded by saying this: just as these drivers never knew that the very companion and helper they had was the owner of the bus, so it is that we are also with others, treating them anyhow, abusing, misusing, and destroying, forgetting, unaware that the Creator himself is right there, watching, and within the very ones we are mistreating, and for that he has warned. Who then is the faithful and wise servant whom his master has put in charge of his household to give the others their food at the right time? How blessed is that servant whom his master finds doing this when he comes. I tell you with certainty, he will put him in charge of all his property. But if that wicked servant says to himself, my master has been delayed, and begins to beat his fellow servants and eat and drink with the drunks, the master of that servant will come on a day when he does not expect him, and at an hour that he doesn't know. Then his master will punish him severely and assign him a place with the hypocrites. In that place there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Matthew chapter 24, verse 45 to 51. Stay blessed, trust and obey, for there is no other way. K.